It looks live. Welcome. It's me again on my own. Dan won't be able to listen to right now. I'll try that. CL Films. Welcome. It looks live. I'm here on my own again. How pathetic. I had a guest. He quote unquote had some emergency come up, like I'm so sure, like he must think I'm stupid. He said that the last time as well. He, like last week or the week before, I said, yeah, you ready to be a guest? He was like, maybe next week. And then this week he said maybe next week. So I get it. It's nerve-wracking speaking in front of potentially, we got 288 now, but it could be up to 900 people. So I guess that's a thing. All right. Hey, welcome to the show. We have a packed show today. I'm on my complete own. I couldn't be more lonely. So let me just get on with the housekeeping and before we get into today's show. So last week I streamed alone. I think I've done it before, maybe once or maybe for like an hour on my own. You may have noticed the heavy breathing. Oh, cringe. That was adrenaline from, being on my own and having the pressure of, performing and, trying to be entertaining and insightful all on my own. So, it was adrenaline because, if I breathed like that all the time, someone would have told me by now. Imagine an ugly person breathing like that. Someone would have made me aware. What else? I've rejigged my audio, which took like up until 7 a.m. yesterday morning, and I was still doing it today. So things should work a bit better. You got us, Face, don't worry. Thank you. Things should sound a bit better today. I should, like when I think something's playing and it doesn't, that shouldn't happen today. Like I used all of my IQ points to fix my audio, and it's like a complex process. It's not just going into like sound control panel and right clicking some stuff. There are like a bunch of different systems that interwork, and if one thing doesn't work, then the whole framework doesn't work. What else? Yeah, like a moron, I forgot to read out the Superchats last week. I read out the week before's ones, but not the actual ones from that week. So I'll be reading those out. And remind me, I have to read these Superchats out on time because I'm slacking, right? Also, that bot that reads the super chats out, I've disabled it for this week because it's screwed up. It echoes. I don't know what the hell's going on. Who are the guests? The guests are me. I am the guest. I'm the guest and the host. What else? Oh yeah, this is the last. I could barely talk. Female brain. This is the last stream before the US elects a new president. I'm thinking it's going to be Trump, but for acceleration purposes, I hope it's Biden. I hope Biden says men are spreading the virus more, and that Biden establishes a lockdown for men only. Like, I want acceleration at this point. Things are so bad, as we will demonstrate in this show, that there is no going back to good. It's like 90% screwed. We just need that last 10%, and then we can like hope for some kind of reset. Anyway, to get us underway, let's just flex our black-pilled muscles by looking at this. This is just something to get us to chill out, get us in the mood, get us in the mood for all the depression that's going to be reaped on us today. This video is women want a man with heightfidence and a good faceanality. There's no audio in this, okay, so just look. Guys that are 5'11" be like, who want us? We want you, heart emoji, to grow. Yeah, that's so funny. Like, it's so funny when you don't have to worry about height. Yeah. Hilarious. Women are hilarious. Right. So on with today's show. Yeah, okay. Female dating strategy is a subreddit. It's a forum on Reddit. And it is unwittingly blackpilling people. It is a treasure trove of black pills, unironically, unintentionally. And I saw this week. I'm going to have to find out how to zoom in because I cannot see those words at all. Strong organization. Right. I'm going to find that on my PC. But yeah, give me a sec to find this. Hold up. This is Rollo Tomassi, who I have some. I agree with some of what he says, but overall, like he does. I'm running out of buttons to use that aren't linked to sound effects. All right, let me stop that a sec. See. All right, this is taking too long. I'll just try and read it as best I can. I'll move the microphone. All right, so yeah, this is from Female Dating Strategy. Now, yeah, I respect Rollo because he does have some useful insights into female biology and female behavior. I agree with many points of what he says. He's a red pillar. He's a dating coach. But he denies the importance of looks theory. He thinks looks are a bonus. He's one of those guys. He thinks that game and display of alphaness can overshadow and make up for a lack of looks. I find it really ironic that Rollo tells men that he knows enough. He knows enough about women to attract women in our modern era. Which involves saying looks don't matter, demonstrate alphaness. Yet, women themselves on this subreddit, female dating strategy, women themselves are clowning him for his looks. So the irony, that is such strong irony. He's saying looks don't matter. Women themselves are clowning him because of his looks. Let me read this out. So the thread on female dating strategy says, what guys on r/TRP, which is the red pill, a collection of ideologies that includes dating coaches and approaching and being alpha, behavioral determinism. What guys on r/TRP think they look like versus what they actually look like. And so what they think they look like is this male model / mathematician. His name is, I think he's an Italian guy. His name is Pietro Boselli. Okay. So he teaches mathematics, and I think full time he teaches mathematics, and part-time. He's a model. And then on the right-hand side, you've got Rollo Tomassi, and he is what the people on the red pill actually look like, according to this poster on female dating strategy. So yeah, brutal awareness pill for Rollo. His dating advice just doesn't work in 2020. His whole philosophy is quite outdated. There are aspects of it that are useful for today, but it's really outdated. Let me see if I can bring myself right up to my screen and see if I can see this, read this post out. Okay, so here are some more beautiful irony. So this poster, female poster, she says, I live with an incelibate / misogynist man, housemate, not relationship, thank God. He exercises constantly and has no friends and nothing else to do, and looks like pick 2 from the neck up and pick 1 from the neck down. So he looks like Rollo Tomassi from the neck up, and like Pietro Boselli from the neck down. She continues, still can't attract any women though, because no amount of fitness can make up for his vile personality. So the irony there, oh my gosh, female brain, it never gets, it's the same thing constantly. It never fails to surprise me how much women prove the black pill correct. What she's essentially saying there is that her housemate looks like Rollo in the face, but has gym celled and still can't attract any women though. And then she pivots to the idea that it's because of his vile personality. So she's saying what? She's saying that his face is terrible. This is the insinuation, that his face is terrible and that he's gym selling, but he can't get a woman because his personality is the problem. What the hell? Women are wow. Like women are like the best at gymnastics in the Olympics and stuff. I think like they're even better at mental gymnastics. That's like their forte. Wow. Okay, so let me keep reading. This made my night. How pathetic he is. Someone says, I think the same woman said, he wanders around with his top off like he's the man, like he's the main attraction at the zoo. Nobody wants to see it in the house or outside. I give the cat? I give the cat more attention than him. I think he's jealous. And then another woman says, pardon me. Another woman says, all red-pilled males hit the wall at conception. It never began for them. So there they are copying our memes and our jargon and using it on us, which is an insult, to be honest. Imagine plagiarizing, culturally appropriating the slang of people and then berating them with it. That is just amazing. Well, I say amazing. It's business as usual. That's women for you. And then, okay, some new women reply, math has always been my favorite subject, heart eyes, in reference to Pietro Boselli. It just so happens that math has been, I get it, it's a joke, but again, the whole narrative that Blackpillers face is that looks are a bonus and we're overhyping this black pill stuff and women don't really think this way and you can charm your way into a girl's life, when women themselves just left to their own behavior, they proved the black pill correct. Another woman says, I'm a start actually attending statistics. Is it attending statistics? Yeah, attending statistics. If he'll be there, lol. So yeah, so the rule there is look like Pietro Boselli, don't look like Rollo, and profit. Alrighty. Let's keep moving with the information. Oh yeah, okay, let me just quickly read this. This is a harp back to 2 weeks ago. It's over biologically. Is there any reproductive future left for men? There was a really important point. This is one of the studies in which the scientists are trying to bring about spermless reproduction. They're trying it on mice, I think, right now. And the idea is that men are making themselves obsolete. And one point in this journal, someone said, I think it's Germaine Greer or Greer Germaine. Who cares? I don't care. But she said, Mrs. Greer, she said, I'm going to quote, Mrs. Greer also has some ideas about spermatogenesis, the creation of sperm, I guess, or the idea that you don't need it or you can work around it. Because you are a man, you do something as colossally stupid as figuring a way to generate sperm from cells, probably with I'm going to show my IQ up here because I didn't read this bit. I'm going to try it. Okay, here we go. Intracytoplasmic sperm. Did I get it? Did I succeed? Probably not. Sperm injection, ICSI, on her mind. She even argued, if you are fool enough to produce 40 million sperm at each ejaculation, you'd have to be aware that all but one or two of you are surplus to requirements. I think that's all we need to see from that. Yeah, so basically, men are the ones making themselves obsolete. We just can't help it. Like we're like, how can I make women's life easier? It's just amazing. Let's keep ear raping. Oh, sorry, I don't know what is that. Me? Alrighty. Intracytoplasmic. I'm reading a screen that's like a foot away from me because of my poor setup. So I blame some of that on my eyesight as well. Alrighty. Next. So yeah. Did I think I had something else to say on that? Let's keep moving. So if I can oh my gosh. All right. Women struggle to date. Everyone. Why more women are suggesting open relationships? So if you look at this article, oh my gosh. All right. But even before we begin, if you just look at the accompanying articles, the articles that are related, one such one is, I stand in the shower and cry, the struggle of managing a disability and parenthood, which, if you think about it, the disability hasn't prevented her from dating. Now, you could say, oh, she had a one-night stand and maybe the man left her. Probably not in today's age. Men, if she were to date a man on her looks level, he would stick around. The next linked article: should you cuddle a crying dog? Signs your pet is anxious and how to treat it. I don't know why they would be. I don't know why you would have an article on should you cuddle a crying dog. I mean, I don't think the article is so much about should you cuddle a crying dog. I think it's kind of warming society up to the dog pill. I think there is going to be like a transition, like a slow transition. Should you cuddle your dog? Should you let your dog sleep in your bed? Should you give your dog a kiss every now and again? And then by 5 years time, we'll be like fully dog pill territory. And then, is one romantic partner enough for you? So these are the articles in female magazines. There is not this narrative on male websites or magazines or whatever. Now, you may, on male targeted websites or in male targeted magazines, you may get PUAs promising you can date multiple women, but this website assumes the woman is already dating multiple people. And in this website isn't offering any technique for women to be polyamorous. It's a discussion of something that's already happening. So yeah, unless you've been living under a rock for the last 10 years, it's women who have been driving this open relationship, polyamorous movement. And it stands to reason, because women have such sky-high sensual market value that they see dating one man as a waste of their fertility. And women today realize their sky-high value now, and they want bang for buck. Almost literally, bang for buck. Let me see if I can get this article on my screen, and I'll just read the pertinent point. Ooh, yikerino. This is actually brutal. Let me just scroll through my favorites. Why more women are suggesting. Okay, I found it. Well done. I did it. I deserve a round of applause. So, why more women are suggesting open relationships? Let me just read the pertinent points. Before a work trip a few years ago, Chloe hinted to her husband she wanted to have intimacy with someone else. While she didn't have a particular person in mind, it had been a fantasy of hers for a while. Far from dismissing it, her husband suggested she go for it. Oh, today's men. Wow. Let me just go through. There is something really pertinent here. Since then, Chloe and her husband have dated and slept with other people, with some connections stronger than others. And if you remember last time I streamed, it seems to be that okay, here is the explanation. Men who accept poly relationships tend to be lucky to be dating a woman in the first place. So if you're a man, or a boyfriend, a husband, and your girlfriend or wife pulls that poly, let's be poly, let's date other people. If she pulls that on you, chances are you're not good looking, right? Can we just generally, if your girlfriend is suggesting you open the relationship, chances are you're not good looking. And if you accept a poly relationship, chances are you're a soy kind of weak male feminist kind of guy, right? And if you're a male feminist kind of guy, you're probably pansexual or bisexual or something. So it seems like in a relationship where it's gone poly, the only way a boyfriend can compete is if he's bisexual and starts to date men. So I think that's the explanation for the Chloe and her husband dating outside the relationship. Okay, but here it is. More and more people are actively looking for alternatives to monogamy, and they mean women. And it's women, here it is, and it's women leading this relationship revolution, explains author and social researcher Wednesday Martin. Quote, the more empowered women become, the more you will see women saying, I'm done with monogamy. Oh, gosh. Sorry, wrong button. Legit over. So, if you want to date, good luck with that. I don't think it's worth it anymore. It's just like this is like a dating apocalypse we're in now. We're in a dating apocalypse. Oh, my goodness me. All right, let me go to the next thing I had planned. Dating app history. Okay, all right. So maybe you don't really believe that things are getting worse, like on a consistent basis. Maybe you feel like, maybe Tinder was a blow, but there haven't been that many consistent blows to men's central market value. Oh, really? Let me read this now. So the history of online dating and websites which allow women to make connections with good-looking men and exclude sub 7, let's say sub 7 men. I know it's the kind of sub 8 rule in the Blackpill community, but I would argue that 7s aren't incelibate. Okay, so in 2000, eHarmony was launched, online dating service for long-term relationships. 2002, Ashley Madison is launched as a networking service for extramarital relationships. Imagine it was degen from back in 2002. You think the degen society, was like recent? No, the website which encouraged extramarital affairs was started in 2002. And the majority of the people on that website were women, like Chads or any women. 2004, OkCupid launches. 2006, Badoo launches as a dating-focused social networking service. 2006, Seeking Arrangement launches, a sugar daddy, sugar baby site in the US. So, now not only are we giving women the option of dating the best men and disregarding most of mankind, but now we're like, paying for their college and stuff. I've seen men on Seeking Arrangement, like they take women to like lunch and they don't get anything in return. Pathetic. 2007, Zoosk launches, a global online dating service started. Who cares? Okay. 2010, Instagram. 2012, Tinder launches. 2012, Snapchat. 2014, Bumble launches, a location-based mobile app that permits only women to start a chat with their matches. I mean, is there any doubt as to the gender imbalance or the unfairness in dating, the inundation that women experience in online dating, that there is a market for an app that allows women to filter out, or women to do the choosing. 2017 TikTok. OnlyFans was founded in 2016, but it blew up just this year. So yeah, it just gets worse for men. Every new technology consolidates women's stranglehold over the dating market, along with Chad's stranglehold, and reinforces and perpetuates sub-7 men's inceldom. So it's only getting worse. Science is trying to write us out of the gene pool. Men writing apps are writing us out of the gene pool. Yeah, and on a consistent basis, it's only getting worse. So don't think that we've hit the bottom. We haven't hit the bottom. This isn't as bad as things go. There is a lot. That's why I want Biden to win, because I want to accelerate that stuff. It needs to speed up. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you remember in What Attracts Women. It must have been 5, if I'm correct. I said it could have been 6. I don't remember. I said that women on Tinder will require video footage because of men frauding. Women fraud, but when men do it, it's it's like an arrestable offense. It's like, how could we? So women want video verification and stuff. Okay, let me present to you this video. Oh my goodness. All right. First of all, let me say that. Oh yeah, sorry. Tinder has, I've heard that Tinder has added the feature now of video chatting. So, yeah. So don't think that your basement selfies are gonna cut it anymore. Don't feel like you're lucky one shot out of the 20 you took will cut it anymore. You have to look good in video now. You have to like pan the camera around your maxilla. You have to make sure women can see that jawline. You have to make sure that women can see that ramus, that forward growth. And you have to be outside as well. Like there's no, like you can't be like in your kitchen. You have to be like on a jet ski or something, because I mean you're just one among many if you're just taking like a basement selfie. So yeah, it's just getting worse. But let me show you how bad it is. All right. Ooh. Ooh, Yikarino. Just LiDAR. Us Blackpillers, we say LDAR, lie down and rot, for giving up because dating is just too tough. Well, welcome to LiDAR. LiDAR is technology on the iPhone that lets women, I say people, but let's be honest, women who are going to use it, lets women determine your height. Shit, it's so over. Let's have a look at this video.
This is a LiDAR scanner. Okay. That's what does it.
What is LiDAR?
You can tell your height.
Oh, well, no, it's more. Yeah, there it goes. 5'6".
I thought it said,
Holy shit.
Wait, that's right. I thought you said
Wait, that's
Zach, stand over.
Oh my
6'2".
god.
That's so weird.
It says 5'7".
I thought it was 5'6" and 3/4.
5'8". Nice follow.
Does anyone want to just end it all? Let's take some calls. I'm going to do this and hopefully you can hear it. Looks live. Join the discussion. Add me on Discord. FACEandLMS #3804. But don't call. Send a message to me saying call and I'll get to you when I'm good and ready.
You'll never have a white girl. Please go
It's Discord only today. Make sure you don't mind people seeing your display picture. Message call to join the discussion. To get a message readout, streamlabs.com/FACEandLMS1. Right, let's take some calls. You're in the waiting bay. I'm gonna drag someone. Let's do this. Let's get Razor Kid first. Razor Kid, you're on Looks Live. Hopefully I can hear you. Oh my gosh. Please don't be speaking and I can't hear you. Right, let's get someone else. Some guy. Alright, let's see who's ready. I'm going to throw everyone in here. Did it again. I did it again. Oh, my IQ is through the floor. I didn't join the voice chat. Okay, let's stop. Right, let me get some of you guys out of there. What a loser. Oh my gosh. It is you. Don't worry, I'm worse. Yep. You're on Looks Live, Razor Kid. Yeah. Act cool. I don't know which live stream have you been watching? Oh yeah, that's coming up later. It's well, looks for now, but do you want to come back later and speak about race? Oh wait, they're saying they can't hear you. That is all right. Let's see what's going on. Oh, that is weird. Hold up a sec. Right. Let me try.
Take me out and put me back in. See if that works.
All right. I'm gonna try that as well. All right. Let me try. Take you out. Put you back in.
Alright, you can hear me.
I
so
can.
They should hear me too.
All right. Right. Let me see.
It's over for razor cells.
Let me see if I can do output to cable output. All right. How about now? Speak.
Fucking hell.
Right.
All
okay.
Right. Yeah,
Oof.
I might be able to be heard.
Life.
It's good.
All right, we can hear you.
No,
now.
they can hear me. Voice cells, rise up.
So all of that garbage you said before, no one heard. So you're okay.
Yeah, no one heard my profound speech, man. I was saying like some fucking mind-blowing shit to FACEandLMS, and then he heard it. Now none of you will get these red pills.
Someone said increase my noise gate. Maybe I should turn it up to like 10 so you can't hear me, so the show will improve. Yeah. So
I was gonna say it should be me fixing the issues, but yeah. What are you talking about? Dating and all that? Oh no, I can't hear you now.
I'm listening to you.
Oh, what do you want? Did you ask me a question?
All right, I'll talk to you later. Okay. Let me just drag you back.
So. No, dude, I can hear
Look,
you, man.
wait. Watch the show a bit, and then you could respond to actually what's happening on the show.
No,
yeah.
Dude, just ask me a question. Yeah, I'll answer. All right.
What do you think of the height verification on
height
iPhone? Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's fucked. That's fucked. It's like eugenics is in action. You know what I mean? Like electronic eugenics sort of thing. You're just filtering out people through their worst insecurities, and then trying to like filter it to like the genetically perfect in society. You know what I mean? People over 6'4" and all that sort of stuff. People with a full head of hair, and you can't lie about any of that. I mean, dating is mostly about lying. You know, putting on a facade to impress people. But now they just want, you know, a brutal honesty in their dating. They want you to forge nothing. They just want your genetics on paper. I mean, sooner or later, we're going to be moving into a fucking Nazi society where they'll be writing down all your statistics on a piece of paper and just sends them out. And then what else can you do then, eh? You know what I mean? You got a picture of your whole body naked and all that, and you got statistics right next to it. And people could just pick you from there. What's the difference to that at Tinder?
That's where we're going now. All right. I'm going to keep on moving, okay?
I get moved to the callers.
Yep.
I don't mind, dudes. I don't mind.
All right.
I'll come back
thanks
later,
for your call.
right?
Yep. All right. Thanks for your call. All right. Let's take Prozac. You're on Looks Live.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Everything is up. Everything is wrong. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Sorry, I guess I was trying to mute this, but I had some comments mostly pertaining to the race pill. The height thing is a little bit suspect, but I do kind of have some perspective on that.
Okay.
Kind of like a bit full disclosure myself. I'm a little bit more nervous talking to you than I am talking to people on the internet. But
you should have heard me when I started. I was just about an hour ago. Was it an hour ago I started? Well, my voice was all cracking and stuff. What an incelibate I am. So don't worry. I go through it too.
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea how I sort of come across to other people, but regardless. So a bit about myself, I'm 5'6". I'm a rice, not a rice cell. I mean, these days, since the whole COVID thing going down, I meet quite a few people on sort of a weekly basis. I have a rotation of friends with benefits.
What?
Marketing dating apps like Bumble and Tinder. And I kind of subscribe to the sort of lookism theory. I think it's pretty imperative, pretty crucial. But that being said, I don't think height is I mean, it's a little bit more nuanced than that, right? Because I know people who are 5'4", or I know one person who's 5'4", but in photos he has sort of a good a good frame. So you get this nice halo effect, and you look at it, it's oh, that's a pretty aesthetic person. But there's situations where you have people who are 6 foot, but they look kind of lanky figures. And yeah, it's just I guess it kind of depends. Fundamentally, I think if you have if you're taller than I guess people that you're seeing, that kind of helps a lot.
Hello. Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know if I really kind of subscribe to the race thing. It's a little bit more complicated than that, especially when you kind of look across different generations.
So you're 5'6". You're 5'6". You said you're rice. Are you Harper
right.
or?
Oh, I'm full rice. I'm Southeast Asian descent.
All right, and these are white women, Asian women you're banging?
A mix. So I kind of live in a tech hub. It's kind of a mix. Age ranges between 18 to 34. Some white, some kind of half. But yeah, it definitely does feel
Okay, how do you meet these women?
Ethnic women are.
How do you meet these women?
Absolutely.
You're telling me you meet women on dating apps and the height doesn't come up, or they're okay with your height? Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of a saying. So I kind of frequent I lurk the Looks Max forums, and there's a saying that faces a little bit imperative than height. And maybe height isn't as big of a thing in sort of like an online dating. So, and I think the general principle is if you kind of like go out to the clubs or something like that, there's a bunch of factors that come into play. Your neurotypicalness, your like kind of how wide your frame is, like how kind of physically imposing you are, and those are all sort of like factors kind of like play in sort of like a bar setting. But yeah, during like the COVID era, it's all just kind of like pure aesthetics, and that's kind of like one kind of thing I want to talk about. So that's kind of what I guess rice people do a little bit well is like kind of like their compact mid faces, and if you happen to have a great IPD to go with that, you could really kind of like work the aesthetic part of kind of what you bring to the table. But yeah, it's not, like what
how
kind of
good
like,
are these women you're banging, and how good is your face?
that's me in the avatar. So that gives some perspective.
Okay.
But I can sort of like give you like a bathroom selfie that I took this morning for someone I was talking to on Snap. So let me
Okay,
just
if you DM that, yeah. Spectre Cell, you're next. All right, so I'm going to look at your. Did you send it? You didn't. Are you gonna? All right. While I wait for you to send, let me.
But yeah, this is kind of like a bathroom selfie. I'm like sort of.
Are you serious? I refuse to believe this. You're banging women. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are these women 3D?
What's that?
Are these women 3D?
Yeah, they're 3D. There's other stuff too. Like I have a pretty good intuition of like how the dating apps work, like how sort of like the algorithms line up. Mostly because
this has to be a lot. I can't show you a picture, obviously, but you have like this nerdy look. You have glasses. Like I'm not seeing any like style. You don't look 5'6". I'll give you that. But what? I don't see this.
It's a very sort of like unusual situation. So
yeah,
I guess
like
for contrast, like I do have a friend who's like a little bit younger than me, and he's like a KHHV, so he's like has no experience whatsoever with women. So I can kind of like post that pic to kind of give a contrast of like kind of like features that like I can kind of like touch on.
If you could come back on another show with some like kind of proof or something, that would be great. All right, I'm gonna keep on moving.
Yeah, sure.
All right,
I have the proof, but yeah, sure.
That's you in the avatar, but you in the avatar looks completely different from the picture you sent me. So this is like some hardcore looks maxing. You look. It looks like it.
Yeah, that's also me in the avatar. My pictures on online dating are pretty good, but they're not like totally frauded. And
okay, so you're angle frauding. You're wearing a hoodie in your avatar. I just need more data. I'm just really. What would I rate him? In the avatar, this is like 6.5. I guess maybe for an Asian, you could reaching towards maybe a 7. But for an Asian, I mean, objectively, I'd say 6.5 face. The jawline is good jaw forward projection, good chin height. Bearing in mind, I'm looking at like a picture the size of my fingernail. Cheekbones, not too bad. A decent brow ridge. Good philtrum to chin height ratio. So the avatar, if you look like you do in the avatar, your story starts to get more believable. But then the height thing is still amazing. If you look like you do in the picture you sent me, sorry, I just not happening.
It's kind of like a different vibe, I guess.
Yeah, like a Harvard vibe. Like you look like from like the chess club in that picture.
Yeah, I don't want to like out me too bad, but like I kind of went to like schools that are similar to that level.
All right. thanks for your call. I'm going to drag you into the lightning round for when if you can leave, you can stay. But yeah, thanks for your call.
Sure.
Right, speeding through these. Spectre Cell, he said he wanted to get on, so let me race to him. Spectre Cell, you're on Looks Live.
What's up, man?
Quite a lot of things, to be honest. Wrong button. I won't even forget that joke. Let's just continue with you. What's up with you?
Good, man. Like
good.
It's like my
yeah. Okay, I know where this call is going. Then, if you're good, then I don't know. The clock's kind of ticking. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons today. The clock is kind of ticking on your participation in the show. Please tell me you're in celibate.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, all right. How do you know you're in celibate?
I sent you pictures, remember?
I can't remember everyone who sends me pictures. Let me have a look. Oh, wow, no, I won't remember. Okay, tell me about your story while I look for your pictures. Or what you wanted to talk about.
About like the height verification. And
Yeah,
how,
yeah.
Like, yeah, it's over for most men. Like,
Okay, so what did you know about this this iPhone LiDAR thing before this week or before the show? How did you react when you heard it?
I'm actually like, I feel bad for most people, you know.
How tall are you, by the way?
I'm 6 foot.
Oh, okay. Well, you're not really affected then. I feel bad for short men, but I guess you can kind of wipe your brow and be like, "Whew, we made that cut." But when they have the facial analysis tool, the next iteration of weeding men out, then that will hit us. Us taller men will get hit by one of these innovations.
I think they're gonna be able to measure your dick size, pretty much everything. I think they're gonna go full on extent. Like, I think it's gonna be over for most. I think it's gonna be 95 to 5 rule. Like, no more 80 to 20% rule.
Yeah. How about if you get a girlfriend? Have you thought about what things would be like if you got one?
Honestly, that's like a lot of hope. Like, I don't think that would ever happen. So, like, I can't even imagine that. Like, especially in 2020. So.
Okay. Anything you want to leave us on?
I mean, I think like you should get surgery if you have like the chance. Like, try to like looks max or something, or try to improve your situation because it's getting bad. You know.
Well, it's bad already. It's getting worse.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
Okay. All right. Thanks for your call, Spectre Cell.
All
right. Take it easy. Let's get Reality Boy. You're on Looks Live, boyo. Unmute yourself. And it's not me this time. He has muted himself. For once, I am in the... Oh, he left. All right. Let's take some guy. You're on Looks Live. Hey. How are you? Alrighty. This is
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
One more. You say that one more time.
Hey. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Do you have
other people can hear me too?
Oh, right. You're waiting for the. Yeah, they can hear you. I'm guessing. All right. Go ahead. I'll let you speak. Oh, I'm sensing a troll. All right, this is all right. Come on, one more time. All right, was that worth it? Like seriously, was that actually worth it? Like, I mean, come on. Was like a Saturday night in your prime? You want to call a live stream to pretend you can't hear? I mean, there must be something more important you could be doing. Really. What a waste of time. What a huge waste of time. Reality Boy, you're on Looks Live. He's not ready. Let's take Highwayman. You're on Looks Live.
Hello, hello.
Hi. Is it a bunch of people who are like decided, hey, let's instead of trying to get a girlfriend? You can't hear me. All right. Chicken wings. You're on Looks Live. Chicken wings. One more time. You're on Looks Live. Okay, he's muted. Maybe he went to do something. Kimbo Slice. You're on Looks Live.
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, you win the prize just by being somewhat normal. What point do you want to raise?
Yeah, this is my point, right? This is my plan, right? This is what incels need to do in order to escape inceldom, right? They need to try and donate their sperm. Yeah, that's what they got to do.
Donate sperm, but most incelibates don't qualify to donate because of height.
Oh, okay, yeah, but I mean, that's if you do it the legal way, but you can do it the black market method, where you don't do it through a bank or anything.
All right, so okay, is there a racial component? Because I'm guessing Asian women would want white sperm. So if you're Indian or black, how do you sell your usefulness to them?
I mean, like you have you gotta find your niche, the niche, right? There's some kind of niche. Like
tell me about this black market then.
Yeah, I mean, it's like just over the internet and stuff, right? Some voids online. They don't want to pay the price to get it at a bank because it costs quite a bit of money there. So they're trying to cut costs by just getting someone online, or they don't have to pay anywhere near as much. They might have to pay like a few pounds or something for transport. They don't have to pay like 5k, 6k to get some machine to do it, IVF or something,
All right. So how? Tell me the process how you did it. Like, if you could be specific about, maybe you don't want to say the website, but was it a website? Was it? How did it go?
Well, I mean, like I made a group on Facebook for this purpose, yeah, but it's not for my country. It's a different country though. It's based in, it's like an SEA one, like for SEA for doing it there.
And you've actually donated?
Yeah, I have, yeah. One time, yeah.
But do you realize this isn't a solution to inceldom by just donating sperm to someone and to have a child who's raised by someone else? If you have this narcissistic dream of spreading your seed and you don't care what happens to that seed, I guess this helps, but this doesn't help. This is not a girlfriend.
I mean, yeah, it's not, but I mean, it depends what you want at the end of the day. It's like, do you want the results, or do you want to have to, like, it's like, what is the point in the end of the day of even having a GF, like, what's the reason for having one?
So you don't want a girlfriend?
I mean, like, that's like one of the stepping stones in order to get the end goal. I think that's like one of the paths you got to take in order to pass on your genetics.
Okay. All right. Well, that doesn't really help us because most incelibates want a girlfriend. So if we want to pass on sperm, I guess that's the way to go. But yeah, that doesn't help. All right. So thanks for your call, Kimbo.
All right, no problem.
All right. Thanks. Geez, someone. Let's see if someone could raise the tone. Let's take Deepak. You're on Looks Live. Oh, the streams, the mic cells. Let's take AA because he might be ready. AA, you're on Looks Live.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey. Hello.
Hi.
So
right.
yeah, I guess today's topic is about race, right?
It will be about that. Yeah. So, do you have anything to say about race?
Yeah. So I just want to tell like a short story. So I basically went to boarding school. I can hear myself echo. Is it possible you can lower the volume?
I'll mute myself.
All right. So basically, remember to unmute yourself after, right? Anyway, I went to boarding school with a few Hapas. If anyone doesn't know, that's like mixed race, Asian with another race. And so on this boarding school, there was one short Hapa male and a few like Hapa women. And this Hapa male was gym maxed and he got good grades and he was an overall nice guy. But he was treated very poorly by the Hapa women there. And I remember an episode where I was sitting at the pool with two of the Hapa women and the Hapa male came over. And they basically told him to get away because we were having a private conversation, which we weren't. So I asked them, why did you tell him to fuck off, basically? And the women said that this Hapa guy was giving off like a creepy vibe, and that Asian guys shouldn't think that they can approach Asian women just because they are the same race. And that was like a big moment for me where I realized like the self-hatred there is. And
Asian women are among the most self-hating women on the planet. So Asian men, by that token, are screwed when it comes to dating.
Yeah, and so basically, I was very good friends with these two Hapa women. This
you being white. Yeah,
me being white. This might come off as somewhat braggy, but like I would sometimes they would invite me over to sleep in the same bed as them. But I have to say, at the time they were 18, 19 and I was 14 and there was no no sex or anything. But basically what I'm trying to say, I was very good friends with them. So I was able to hear a lot of conversations that you normally can't hear if you're just like just friends on the surface level. And I remember, even though they called this Asian guy creepy, they would talk about how they wanted to get whitewashed and have white children with some of their white male classmates. And the hypocrisy is just insane. And I think it's very important that a lot of Asian guys realize this, that you're not gonna it's not gonna become easier with Asian women, basically. So
exactly. Definitely. Yeah, Asian men, I think Asian men going forward will become really blackpilled. Maybe not so much on the looks issue, but they'll be blackpilled on the race issue because their women are making it hard to deny the facts. I've seen female comedians say that they refuse to date Asian men. We're going to look at some screenshots of that coming up. So thanks for your call.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
No problem. let's move on with the content. Let's should I read it? I don't think we even need to read it. iPhone with the LiDAR technology is gonna have is going to have a lot of men coming into the Blackpill community, like unwillingly coming in. This one, no, not smile worthy, actually depressing. In fact, let me go back, because there's actually something I want to show you. Radio, this. Chad fishing is over. So, like I said, when it came to Tinder, encouraging women to verify the man's looks through video, and I remember correctly, Tinder encourages men to link to their Instagram for further proof that their pictures are theirs. So if women find you good looking, or if women find a good looking guy on Tinder, they will verify through the linked Instagram account. So we won't be able to Chad fish anymore, which is a shame, because Chad fishing was the best mechanism, or one of the best mechanisms, to give an insight into how Chads live. It was irrefutable proof that our detractors couldn't really argue with, but we're going to lose that now. So if we weren't believed before, well, it's going to be even harder for our standpoint to be believed now, because we won't have that Chad fishing to fall back on. And also, it's bad news for future incelibates, because they won't get to see the dichotomous treatment that men get based on whether they are Chad or Chad light, or average or below average looking. So tomorrow, the young incelibates of tomorrow won't get the benefit of seeing how brutal Chad fishing can be. But let's show you how Chad fishing has come to an end, or women are increasingly more aware of Chad fishing. I had to mute some of the music, so when it cuts out, that's just how that's intended. Right, good looking guy, Logan. This is a woman swiping through him, 6'3". Good looking. We did it! Yay! Right, so she's doing a social media search. Reverse image search. Found his real social media. We stopped the dog catcher and he gave up. Okay. Found the real guy. So yeah, no more Chad fishing. Right. Let's move on. What else do I have? Okay, before we move on to the race pill. This is it. Not smile worthy, actually depressing. This is a post on Reddit, and it was sold as wholesome. I'll read the title. This guy had no success with online dating, so he rented a billboard and found love. How it started, him proposing or offering himself as a burnt sacrifice to women on a billboard. How it ended, him with a girlfriend. So, I guess it's the outcome is kind of good, but in fact, this is actually evidence of how imbalanced the dating market is. Men have to jump through all of these hoops just to get like a date with a woman. This is why the femcel movement, the whole femcel movement, is an insult, because men have to do all of these things: gym selling, social circle maxing, geomaxing, plastic surgery. We have to resort to different things when it comes to men trying to date. Well, I mean, when I say men, I mean sub 8, sub 7 men. We have to resort to various techniques and improvements in our LMS, looks, money, status, to get a date these days. The falling birth rate in the West is driven by, like, wholly by women. MGTOW like to think that they're driving the low birth rate in the West, but no, it's the fact that women have choice that's driving the low birth rate. And so this is what dating has become, where in our era, you have to go above and beyond. You have to think outside the box. You have to resort to techniques or surgery or things that 50 years ago would have seemed draconian. But this is just like, this is the average guy. This is what the average guy has to do now. We have to geomaxing, billboard maxing, you could say. What a joke. Right, let's move on. Let's do this finally. Right, we're moving on to race now. Before we do that, let's I'll look at this video first, and then we'll go on to race. So this video: Asian woman BTFO'd by her dominant genes. I married a white guy and had 2 Harpers, 2 half Asian children. Why these 2 MFs look 100% Asian, bruh? Ooh. Alright, let's leave that one. Right. Let's see. Right. Ooh, should I do that? I should do this. Okay, let's do this one. The wealthy single Chinese women choosing white sperm donors to have a baby. They want a family, but not a Chinese husband. Ooh. So yeah, I don't even need to read the article. Yeah, white Asian women. The video pissed him off. Asian women want white sperm. It's not a case of wealth so much. It's a case that women, these Asian women, want the white sperm because it's different, because white men are seen as the highest tier of man, the highest tier of looks. So yeah, let's keep going with this. I don't know if I can read this. Let me see. Let me see if I can read it. Oh, it's too far. All right, let's see. I could do it from here. Right. Ooh. Oh, man. Are you ready for this? My mom told me that I need to marry either a white guy or a half Asian, half white, so my kids can be cute. Lol, oh God. My mom told me I should marry a white guy so I could have a cute half Asian, half white baby. Sorry, cute half Asian, half white babies. Lol. That's her life goal for me. Lol. Dad, Kiala, marry a white guy. They won't cheat on you. You have to marry a white guy so you can have beautiful grandchildren. Okay, Dad. Dad told me to marry a white guy. Mission accomplished. A group of Lowell boys passed by. My mom, you should marry a white boy so you can get someone with blue eyes in our family. Hashtag same. Ooh. My mom wants me to marry a white boy. Lol. My mom wants me to marry a white boy. Laugh my ass off. Laugh my fat ass off. I remember when my mom told me she wanted me to marry a white boy. Lol. My mom wants me to marry a blue-eyed white boy and is starting to imagine my children. A cute guy came into the store today and my mom said she wants me to marry a cute white boy like him and have cute half babies. Lol. Okay, so a quote. I prefer my grandkids to be half Filipino and half white. Okay, mom. Another quote. Shrug. My dad always wanted me to marry a white man. Lol. Dad. Michelle, just marry a white boy. They're so much prettier than Asian boys. Except me, of course. Stop laughing. You look like me. If I look like you and you aren't Asian, I made an exception. My grandma said to marry a white guy. I might just do that. Laugh myself. My aunt is telling, and so basically the whole thing. Don't need to read the rest. The whole thing is there is a culture. Even the parents are saying you should marry a white guy because of the prestige that white men have. It's just undeniable. You get these just be white deniers that say that it's because Asian women want Western men, but a lot of these women are in the West. It's not about Westernness. It's about having offspring that will be more prestigious or will, inch closer to acceptability, inch closer to good looks, inch closer to good height, inch closer to all of that stuff that Asians feel they can't achieve or would be easier to achieve if they were white or closer to white. Let's take Reality Boy. Hello?
Hello.
You're on Lux Live.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so are we talking about anything at all or just race pill?
Yeah, if you could keep it to a race, that would be good.
Okay. Yeah, I think for the most part, I think everyone's perceptions of the race pill are true. I think especially your quote. I think it was one of your one of your war videos that guys who are Chads within their own races, so Chadam, Chepri, Tyrone, etc. They're almost like their own race. But I'm starting to think that as obviously we move into the future and it gets progressively harder for everyone. Right now, you would say a lot of people say that you can't be incel if you're white, like if you're an average white guy. Maybe if you're like subhuman, but as we're moving kind of into a more territory where it's like only like sub 6 you're over or sub 7 you're over, would you say it's going to get to the point where it's only going to be Chads of all races, or I know maybe the live chat can join in, or would you say being white's going to be enough? Because I'm looking at it and I still think, sure, maybe you can look at some of the, if you look at what you have on the screen with some of the comments Asian women make, I still think if you're a Chad of any other race, I still think that's going to give you a higher S&D than just being a normie white guy.
Yeah. So it will, I think it may come down to ethnics will be able to date if they're good looking. Where, someone said your mic is low, I'm going to turn you up. Ethnics will be able to date if they're good looking. White men will be able to date if they're like average looking, if they geomax, if they focus on ethnic women. So yeah, it's just bleak.
Yeah, it is looking pretty bleak. Especially for like, would you say as well? I've seen some people. I mean, maybe you'll have more perspective on this because I've seen some guys in the in the waiting bay disagreeing about this. But obviously, I think for the majority of the community, a lot of people agree. Maybe for South and East Asian guys, they have the hardest. I still see some people. I actually don't know because I know I've seen the data on it, but like in real life, I sometimes see this too. And maybe you have perspective on this as a black man yourself. But some people still say that JBW's code, BBC is law. So I don't know. Like if we're on the topic of race and dating, have you got anything to provide about BBC?
The only people who say that just be white, JBW, the theory that being white is helpful or beneficial to you to date, it gives you more options. It gives you the option of dating ethnic women. The only people who deny just be white theory are white men who haven't tried to date ethnic women.
Yeah.
Have you tried to date ethnic women?
Myself, yeah. I mean, personally, my preference is certain. Like, I don't want to try and dox myself because obviously, I don't want to give too much away. My preference personally is a certain ethnic group, but like I suppose it is from my experience. It is a little bit easier because I don't deny the existence of JBW. I think JBW is true, but like I know a lot of people don't like a lot of people point out and say anecdotal data is bullshit, which I think is true to an extent. But like I definitely think JBW for the whole is right, but I also think like from what I've seen, I think black guys would do the best out of the rest of ethnics just because they have the BBC stereotype kind of helping them.
My theory, and from what I've seen, I need to do the super chat soon. From what I've seen, the hierarchy goes white, then it goes light skin, Latino / light skin Arab. I don't mean like some guy from who looks heavy Middle Eastern features. I mean like really light skin Arab.
Yeah.
Then it goes to black, then East Asian, then Indian.
Yeah, because also like I think for the most part, obviously the looks of your own ethnic group do play the biggest role. But I do think to a certain extent, on top of that, South Asian guys, the Indian guys, on top of maybe their phenotype holding them back, they also have the stereotype of like the whole Bobs and Vagine thing, where you have like guys on Facebook messaging girls, and like if you go on Twitter and you type in Indian guys, you see a bunch of you also see on TikTok kind of girls mocking like Indian guys in their DMs, and like there's a whole subreddit about just posting messages girls get from Indian guys.
Oh yeah. Oh really? I've seen women
Reddit
post about it, but I didn't know there was a whole Reddit
Bobs
dedicated to it. Oh man!
Like guys from India will because there's also a lot of not only Indian girls sometimes go for white guys. A lot of guys from India, you can see this when like a blonde woman will walk down the street, like Indian guys will flock to them because it's kind of promoted in the media that like having a white princess. You can see there's a whole Reddit forums, and it's like I've seen TikToks of it where guys from India, this hurts like Western Indian guys, not Western Indian guys, but guys from India now go on Facebook and message like white girls, and they'll be explicitly sexual, and it kind of creates a stereotype about Indian guys, which also hurts them even more. If just JB White wasn't already hurting them enough, you also have the stereotype of Bobs and the Jane hurting them as well. So yeah, the future overall is looking pretty bleak. But not to go away too much from the race, but the last thing I'll leave it on is that before basically I won't like try and put too much information out there because I don't want to dox myself, but I was like, I'm not saying I'm subhuman, but I was pretty black-pilled when I first found the community, and then I went to university, and I went from, surprisingly, because most people think it's worse in the cities, for me personally, I went from a rural area where I thought it was pretty tough, then I went to an urban area, and I ended up doing I'm now quite successful. So I feel like for a lot of guys, like you say this to a lot of guys who are like 8, 17, 16, 18, whatever. Don't try and watch my content and Blackpill yourself. Actually go out there and try, because you don't want the community to be flooded with, 6s, 7s, because you want the community to be true cell, so you can kind of keep Blackpill coherent, which I completely agree with. What I would say, this is an honest recommendation, if you're 16, 17, 18, and I feel like for a lot of guys in the West, if you're from an area like I was, where just from a population point of view, there's not a lot of girls, and if, let's be honest, the guys who are normally saying that, and like I said, you look their looks, then normally it's like white guys who are sometimes slightly above average. Like, go to university or move into a city where you have way more options. Maybe there's an ethnic girl you can get with, but don't say it's over till you have tried. I completely agree with you on that.
Definitely. Yeah, man. I completely agree. I'm going to keep on moving because there is so many more callers to go through.
Good,
all right. Thank you.
Okay.
See ya. Bye. Let's take Mr. Scops. You're on Looks Live. Oh, yeah. So it begins. Hello.
Hello.
All right. Hey, go ahead. Okay, while you fix your mic, I'm going to read out this. This is another Asian woman. She says, always dreamed of having a blonde, blue-eyed baby, and people told me, who am I kidding? I'm Chinese through and through. Well, suck it, people. I have a white baby, complete with a set of blue eyes too. So, I'll keep going. Is it this one? Okay, and this is just a bunch of white guys with their Southeast Asian looking wives. So it is definitely a thing that white men, it is symbiotic. White men see Asian women as like a plan B if they can't get white women, and Asian women love white men. So it's symbiotic, and it leaves Asian men in the cold, really. All right, what was your point?
What is my point about where do white men stand in regards to in comparison to Asian men?
Yeah, or
I didn't
what
exactly.
Do you think white men should be geomaxing? Do you advise it? Have you tried it? Have you tried approaching ethnics?
Gotcha. So I'm kind of doing an experiment right now. I am JBW maxing in Japan during COVID times, which is a little risky, but so far I will say that now is not the time to Asia max. I think historically the white man in Asia has had immense success. But so far, I mean, I'm a small sample size. I'm sure there's plenty of white guys, having their fill right now. But I think I'm looked at as they're a very collectivistic culture, and I'm looked at as
Japanese is definitely different from other Asian countries.
Exactly.
So yeah,
each country is going to be its own a different bag, but I think I'm kind of looked at as the bringer of Corona and the foreigner that shouldn't be here right now.
But yeah, I'm not doxing, you're white, right?
I am white, yes.
All right, so I'm surprised at them seeing you as the bringer of coronavirus. I mean, I can understand them opting for their own, because the Japanese are a very in-group preferring people. But them seeing that you're bringing corona, that seems really weird.
I was kind of I didn't think this initially, but it's maybe that's exaggerating, but I think it's more of a, why are you traveling in my country right now during these pandemic times?
All right.
So not necessarily that I'm the bringer of corona, but I'm traveling, and that's not okay, because our government tells us that we shouldn't be traveling.
All right. Well, have you tried other countries in Asia?
I have spent some time in China. And
how did that go?
I think China is very easy to just be white max. It's not an easy country to get into, but it's the dating apps. I've never been met with so many matches on Tinder in my life, and you need to use a VPN to even use the app in China.
Oh, right. Yeah,
so
yeah.
It just goes to show the extent that the women there are willing to go to.
Oh, wow. Wow.
White men.
And so who can deny that the white men have the advantage in, let's just say, all right, I'm going to move on to other games based on race that can be run, but to deny that white men have an advantage when it comes to Asian women is just is self-denial. It's coping.
It's completely undeniable. I think the Tinder experiment is testament to that. But who jumps through all these hoops just to even get a seat at the table for dating apps? Like, it just wouldn't happen unless, white men were the prime course.
I'm going to read this from this is from a PDF, a journal called Marrying Out. So this is about marrying outside of your race. So, whites. Among the estimated 2.7 million white newlyweds in 2008, nearly 1 in 10, 8.9%, married a non-white spouse. The share is similar from men and women. For all whites who were currently married for whatever duration in 2008, 4.7 were married to someone of a different race or ethnicity. Let me get to the point. All right, I think it's here. In 1960, only an estimated one. No. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Sorry. Let me see if I can scroll. All right, it's scrolling down. With whom do whites marry outside of their race with? Among the white newlyweds in 2008 who married outside their racial group, nearly half, 49%, married someone of Hispanic origin, while 18% married an Asian. Let me get to the concrete facts. More than a quarter of white men, 27%, married an Asian woman, and about 7% married a black woman. In contrast, 20% of white women married a black man, while just 9% married an Asian man. How do you sit with those facts?
So the statistics obviously show that it's much better to be of white ethnicity as far as ability to marry other races.
That's not inconsequential. That's not meaningless, that statistic there. And remember, this is marriage, not just dating. more than a quarter of white men, 27%, married an Asian woman. There is, like I said, there is it's actually in popular culture, it's satirized because it happens so often. It's called like jungle fever,
It's becoming vogue to get an ethnic wife, maybe. I think it was romanticized during, post-war era because Asian women were seen as submissive and subservient and good housewives. But today, I think it's become more of just a fetishization of Asian women.
I would go further, or I hear that point. I say it's a fetishization, but also it's a cope. It's a
not
it's
being
a
able
resort.
to
Not being
marry
able to
within
get
your own race.
But I will
well.
I will recognize that statistic that, well, let's go back to it. In contrast, 20% of white women married a black man. So there is, I guess you could call it BBC game. Let me look at this video and we'll go into that.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, what
Wrong
factors
title.
would drive these interracial marriages?
I'm going to show this video. Hold up a sec. You can't see it. You'll see it on the stream. It's a white girl with a bunch of black guys who seem to be slightly, how can I describe it? Thuggish, running thug game, who seem low inhibition. Okay.
I think you know where this about to go.
And so she, basically insinuating that she's in a room with a bunch of black guys, and then the music is, where it's going to go. Yeah.
The screen cap of it. Yeah.
So there is such thing as BBC game, which I won't deny. The problem with BBC game is that it's far more niche than Just Be White game is. Just Be White can be run all over the world, whereas BBC is like faces in the video on the left. It's far more niche to run BBC game.
Absolutely, and I don't think BBC game would play very well, at least in Asia, at least in Japan.
It will flat out would not work in Asia. So whereas white men have the option of dating any ethnic, black men, the only other race they can resort to is white women. Like no Asian women on the whole don't want to date black men. Indian women on the whole don't want to date black men. I was going to say a point.
It's a good time to be white. Is what the statistics are showing.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, in celibates, black in celibates. I've noticed a thing with black in celibates. They tend not to be stereotypical black acting. They tend not to be thuggish. They tend to be of functional IQ, able to participate in the labor force, and have coherent conversations. So that might be a contributing factor to black cells in seldom. I fully admit that.
So by basically imitating white culture, they're dooming themselves to inceldom.
It seems to be that way. But it's not easy to just become a thug. Like you don't get to like 20, 25 and say, oh well, I'll run thug game. I think it's something that has to be.
You have to have certain maybe features or
certain features. You have to.
Low inhibition doesn't happen overnight.
You have to certain behaviors are set in stone by the time you're like a teenager, and if you try to mimic it after that point, it will always be just that, mimicking. It won't be natural.
Yeah, and I think women are probably pretty good at sensing mimicry rather than, natural.
All right, I gotta go. I'm gonna read some super chats and then. All right, so I gotta go. But thanks for your call.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
See it. Right, let me read some super chats. Where are they? All right, so shooting from the sky says move to Thailand and buy cheap love. Thank you for that, for $5. He said again, Geomax to Southeast Asia. Strangeosity for $20 said blue pillar. This is from last week, but we kind of continued this week. Blue pillar. I couldn't understand why was incel. I guess why I was incel. I was so brainwashed. I remember this. I was so brainwashed. I thought supernatural forces or God caused my problem. So I joined cults to atone for being bad. Blackpiller. No more cults. Sane again. Truth. Thank you. So that's thanks to you for that donation. Really generous donation. Really grateful for that. Name withheld says, yes, true. Hypergamy never anticipated technology. This ties into today's subject of, the iPhone height measurement. Also, people who say Blackpill are defeatist never had a girl wince and wish the ground would swallow them up. Third world maxing probably our only hope. Harris 9369 says, this is why I'm against Indian doctors. They are killing themselves off by gene research. It ain't worth the green card. Bendover says, vote asteroid 2020. Women would rather spend time with their dog at home. They get validation online. Men are only usable for labor women won't do. Men created the devices of our own obsolescence. Could you be more based? Could you be more correct? Fox Spiritus donated, no comment. Shooting from the Sky said, if you can get girls, why do you call this show? Okay, that's Harris N369 said, did you read the super chat? I guess I am now. Julian Bailey donated. Marquez Burton said, thanks, Face, you are the chosen one. Julian Bailey said, keep doing what you're doing, Face. M. Rios says, great stream tonight, Face. Going to buy a Chinaman. Okay. All right. I'll refresh that. Well, let's try and get some last minute callers on before we go. Who is ready? It's Meremy Jeeks. AM radio cell.
Yeah.
How do you do this, man? How do you manage to have like a connection that's so bad? Okay, we can't do that. That's not happening. Let's take Mike. Mike, you're on Looks Live. Mike, unmute yourself, and let me just tell these guys. Click on waiting bay.
Hello.
Hey, Mike, you're on Looks Live.
Hi, how's it going?
It could be better. How about you?
Yeah, it could be better too. I just wanted to add a point about the race pill. So to me, it seems like this is the final stage of the black pill. So it's like the final boss.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people accept the height pill, the face pill, etc. But they seem to have a difficult time accepting the, race pill. And for white white cells is mostly because they think we are ignoring their problems. They think
Okay,
that,
yeah.
oh, I'm involuntary celibate. Well, yes, if you're like 3 out of 10 or below that, then yeah, of course it's over for you. But if you're in a normie range, then this can actually help you. We're not trying to ignore your problems. We're just saying that there is a chance for you. And for other ethnics, they just cope because they think that this is like a racist ideology, and they have this pride in them, especially curries and sand. And I'm a sand myself. And when I was red pill, I used to be a coper. So I used to think that, oh, well, the fact that I immigrated from a third world country and that, I have all these accomplishments, then therefore, women are gonna, fall in love with me. But I was just an idiot. That's not, that's the case.
Yeah.
Just like people taking it, personal, and, the Asian guy who called you saying that, oh yeah, I get all this, he's lying. There's no way. I'm 6'2", and I'm struggling. I'm getting trashed. That guy, is over for that guy unless he's dating some wheelchair Beckies like Mr. Anglo.
Oh yeah. So you said you're sand, right?
Yes.
How do your women see you, perceive you in your experience?
Well, mostly I get is just normal behavior, but sometimes they sort of like harsh. But the thing is, a lot of people also tell me, oh, just arrange marriage max. But also in the Middle East, these dating apps are becoming more popular. And because, in a lot of those Middle Eastern countries, it's not as free as the West. So you have bars, discos, and like that. So people are
Connection cell. I think you're breaking up.
Dating apps, that. Hi, am I still breaking up?
All right, yeah, you're gonna have to repeat that last sentence because you broke up.
Okay. So what I was saying is that in sort of like a lot of Middle Eastern countries, it's usually the good-looking guys with ABW features that are doing the best.
Oh yeah.
The ones with blue eyes or green eyes, or the ones that are light skin.
Yeah, exactly. So you're saying that the closer to white they are, the better they do in the Middle East. These are Middle Eastern.
Yeah. I just wanted to give you a bit of a personal experience. So 6 or 7 years ago, obviously things weren't as bad as now. I had 2 Asian women in my university that I used to go, kind of showing me interest because they were under the impression that I'm Spanish or Italian. But once they found out that I'm Middle Eastern, one of them just ghosted me, and then the other one just became really passive aggressive, saying that, oh, you kind of like creeped me out.
Oh,
so
wow.
Everything same, my height, my personality. It's just that I told them, no, I'm not Spanish, I'm Middle Eastern, because obviously I was in a university. You cannot lie. They're gonna find out about your race. Fully over.
All right. Let me. I was going to read look at something. Where is it? Here. Oh my gosh! Can I find it in time? Not that. All right. This is what I was going to say, or what I did say. There is such thing as BBC game, or women. There are a subset of women who are attracted to black men, but you have to be. I don't know how to say this in a nice politically correct way, but you have to be gang minded and thug oriented. That helps, rather than being like straight laced. So yeah, it seems like white men can have any kind of personality. Their aura and their personality and the thuggishness or their peacefulness, their demeanor isn't a factor in their attractiveness, whereas for black men there has to be that component, that dark triad component. I've actually seen East Asian men who act in that dark triad, thuggish black, stereotypical black way, do quite well. So yeah, and like you said, the closer you look as an ethnic, the closer you look to white, the better you will do. Because I think we're able to say at this point that the good features, Chads are their own race. But when you see Chads of different races, they tend to have whiter features.
Yet their looks transcends their own, racial phenotypes.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
One last point. JBW, it's not just about dating. It's also about how people treat you. And a lot of, even a lot of involuntary celibates cope by saying that, oh, well, it's just about, dating, or, oh, as long as you're good looking, it's okay. But even, especially in Europe, and, I've been to different places, so I know exactly how it is that even as an ethnic guy, you make one little mistake and, people are just going to, sort of like bully you. Whereas if you're a white person, you can get away with a lot of stuff. I know this is like, I'm saying like, personal experiences and, we need to, use studies, but normies do that, whenever they try to refute Blackpill. So maybe we could do the same thing. It's only fair if we do it. I've seen it, in my personal, life experience that, white guys, they can get away with, a lot of abuses and a lot of stuff. Whereas us, if we make a small mistake, it's essentially over for us.
All right. I'm gonna keep moving with the content. So thanks for your call.
No worries. And this time my microphone worked, right?
Right. Okay. No problem.
Yeah.
All right. See ya. Bye.
Thanks.
Let's get Iraqi boy. You're on Looks Live. And because he's listening to the stream, I think that's what the problem is. These guys are listening to the stream. They're not paying attention to the fact that I've dragged them into the live stream VC. Far be it for look at you watching incels geek. Far be it for me to attack someone's IQ when I had a humongous screw up at the beginning when I hadn't joined the VC channel. So I'll give Iraqi boy some time while I read some super chats.
Hey, Faith, what's going, man?
I knew. Yeah, there you go. I'm good. Let me just read some super chats.
No worries.
Harudesu said, "Is it okay to simp for VTubers from Hollow Live?" No, it's not alright to simp. Ever. Never simp. Time for a Kiss says, "When I go out as a single man, I get a lot of suspicious looks by men/women. How do I deal with being treated this way by people? I'm a light-skinned Latino." I don't think there is a way of not being suspicious anymore. Being suspicious. Obviously, be good looking, be tall. That would help with the, diminishing the suspicion. I don't know if your body language is giving off signs like nervous body language. Maybe that might be it. Maybe you're fiddling with your hands, or you have your hands in your pockets too. But this is behavior that Chad can do, and he wouldn't be seen as suspicious. He would be brooding and what's the word I heard a woman use for it? I can't remember, but brooding and I can't remember, but that there you will you run the risk of looking suspicious if you're not good looking. But I don't know how you behave in real life, so who's to say? The Jig is Up says, how can black men max? I'm guessing you mean any kind of max improvement, any kind of improvement. Well, obviously there is looks maxing through surgery. There are pockets of places where women would appreciate a black man and would be willing to go down somewhat in standards to date a black man. But those places are very few and far between. If you're Western, that might give you a slight advantage as well. You'll have to research. I think the base Pluto discusses that, so talk to him. Shooting from the Sky says Geomax 2021 for the win. All right. Okay, Iraqi boy, you're on Looks Live.
Okay, man. Hey, man. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
No problem.
I want to ask you, Face. So the whole issue is each and every individual's facial structure. My own too, right? My own too. So I want to ask you how far, because it might be a solution, it might not, for you and for everybody else. Do you plan on doing any more surgeries? How do you plan to change your face? Like, what do you plan to do for now?
My surgery is put on hold because the braces in my teeth broke. What a nightmare. They broke. So, yeah. So my surgery plans are on hold at the moment. I think the only thing I will pursue is jaw surgery, because I think it's too late in the day. Like, if I were like a young 18-year-old, I would like go all out with the surgery. Just Be White, Panda Fitness, JBW is Just Be White. But yeah, I don't think I can't afford it as well, as that's another factor. So after jaw surgery, if I can get that done, I'm just going to call it quits. If I'm just not good enough for today's women, then that's just the way it is.
Okay, no problem. Because I don't think jaw surgery is necessary, because I don't know if you've ever talked about this, but the insane amount of change that I've seen in faces when people start taking steroids. I mean, I've seen this one girl that literally, I thought it was a man. Is just the amount of change that the testosterone had on the bones on the face. So what I was gonna say to you and maybe to other people is that you'd get two benefits if you took steroids. One, your body would improve if you know how to work out. Most people don't. And also, it would change the bones in your face an insane amount. And you might even get even more what surgery would give you. And in addition to that, I've seen a chin implant. Maybe it doesn't cost that much, but throughout time, you could change your bones in your face with steroids. And if you got that chin implant, you would get what you've been dying for. Right? So I don't know if you know about that.
Yeah. Sorry, I was distracted. Sorry about that. I do apologize.
No
could you
worries.
just
I can repeat what I was getting at.
Go ahead.
What I was saying is that the face is the issue, right? But the thing is that I've noticed the amount of change steroids do to the face. I mean, it changes the bones, right?
Yes.
It increases the bones in the face in like a crazy amount. That's what everybody's chasing.
Someone in the YouTube chat said steroids don't fix bone. Is it muscle Does it change the muscle? I'm thinking. Someone just said only the muscles in your face. That's just what I was thinking. Is it just that it hypertrophies muscle in the jaw, and that's what makes you look more masculine?
I don't know the science behind it, but what I do know is that, from my understanding, there's no growth plates in the face, so they keep changing, right? I'm pretty sure you can confirm that. The face continues to change throughout the life. Steroids, it makes it more masculine, like it gives you more of a square look. If you look at females that take steroids, some of them look absolutely like men. Like they look like men. Like that's how much the testosterone affected their face. And then when the men take it, they have an absolutely like square face. So I mean, in theory, I assume if you started to take them, your face would start to square out.
Yeah.
I mean,
have you taken them then?
Have I taken them?
Yeah.
No, because I'm actually starting to lose my hair because of the DHT, so it would speed that process up.
Yeah.
So
okay. Yeah. Sorry. Good point. I'm balding, so I don't think
you're balding too.
Yeah. So I don't think I can.
Can I ask how old you are? Or you don't want to say?
I don't want to say.
Yeah, no problem, man. I understand that, but I wanted to make that. Like, I think that's very important because I did see the amount of changes steroids do, but I mean it has a lot of side effects too, and I understand for people not taking it. But now, with that being said, that was just an option. And another point. Move on to a new subject. You brought this up, and I can confirm what you said. Once you start to tell people about the black pill, and when you start to explain your reasons for not having a girlfriend, they literally think you're crazy, and they think you're stupid, and they think you're out of this world. You just don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's seen as attacking women. It's seen as not taking responsibility for your own dating life. So yeah, and the implicit what if you say that if you speak about the black pill, what you're implicitly saying is that women are the ones who are doing wrong. So it's a hiding to nothing. If you're gonna, I don't advise speaking about the black pill at all to anyone in real life. Pointless, nothing to gain.
Yeah, I mean, and I can confirm that. I mean, every time people ask me, I always explain to them reality. I mean, black pill is reality, and I say you can only go as far as your face is. It's as far as you can go. Right? I mean, but when you start to make that evident to people, they think you're stupid. They say be more confident. They pull out all these cards that don't work in a game. I mean, it's just. Yeah, so for all the viewers out there, I'm one of the guys out there that's been, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but people think you're crazy. They think you're crazy for pointing out the black pill. So just keep it to the guys that suffer from the black pill. If you talk about the black pill to people who don't suffer from the black pill, you're gonna think you're stupid. And just the last point. I'm from a traditional Middle Eastern background, and I've noticed the change that I'm from North America. I've noticed the change that these traditional girls are changing to. They're becoming more modernistic, and all this content that you constantly talk about with looks, face, height. Guess what? It's affecting all these Middle Eastern girls too. Even girls with traditional cultures. I mean, they're shifting. They're shifting to this modernistic behavior.
Yeah. This ties into the black pill idea that I guess it's only culture that is keeping Eastern women somewhat traditional and somewhat able to value a male provider or a man's financial ability to provide, let's call it. But yeah, underneath the hood, like in the actual female biology, it's looks. Like, they want the good looking guy, they want the good looking Chad. It's not, I think technology, especially technology, and the I don't want to say lawlessness or degeneracy, but the lack of religion, the ability, the freedom has allowed us to see women's true nature, because it's consistent. If you look at the West, women behave a certain way, and if you look at the East, under when there is no fear of judgment or repercussions, women act the same way. So there has to be a biological driver of, women's preference for Chad, and women's consistent behavior across, both cultures.
Yeah, that's very true. And as you mentioned, I mean, with technology, I mean, all these shows that you see on Netflix, I mean, because they put beautiful people on these shows. These shows, they reach Middle Eastern cultures, Asian cultures, and once they start to binge watch, they start to, what's the word I'm looking for? They start to all these attributes, these negative attributes, they start to permeate throughout these traditional cultures, and it even affects them abroad. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So,
All right.
I mean, it's kind of Sorry, you can go ahead.
You finish your point.
Yeah, I was just saying that I've noticed with sensitive cultures, I mean, it's kind of like when all these people phoning you and saying try going to Asia, try going here, try going there. I think eventually when you go there, I think in the future, your percentage is still going to go down there even more. It might even be less and less as time goes by.
Yeah, gradually we're going to reach saturation where geomaxing, moving to a foreign country where your value might be higher, that won't be. There will be too many men running that game, and so it will just be like being in the West again. So really dark times we're living through as men.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Yeah, man. That's pretty much all I have for you, bro. So in conclusion, you're no surgery for you. You're just gonna, I don't know. Hopefully, maybe not find somebody. What are you gonna do? Nothing really.
The way I see it is, I don't think surgery will give me the leg up enough to compete. So it may raise me to like, I'm like, my face is like a 2.5, I guess, 3. It won't raise me if I get like, if the surgery is done in the most radical way, and the surgeon hits, is on a roll. He's excelling himself. I will reach maybe a 5 at best, and then I'm still screwed. So obviously it gives me like a chance. Like it wouldn't be like as bad as now, but I don't even know if becoming a 5 will be a substantial change. I mean, being a 5 is beats being a 3 definitely, but jumping to a 5 and thinking that's going to change my life fundamentally, I don't think so.
Can I add to that though? I mean, it goes back to my steroid theory. I think if somebody like you, because you're 6'3", I think if you took steroids for 3 years, and let's say you had an optimal body, I don't know if you know how to work out, who knows? Let's say you did. So you did know how to work out, you had an optimal body. I think maybe 3 to 5 years, I think you could see some changes in your face, and then that'll bring you to a new playing field. So is that something you would maybe think about, taking roids to change your face?
Yeah, but my balding, bro.
It is a big deal. It is a big deal. Like yeah, you're right, man. I mean, you change your face, perhaps get a nice body, but bald, right? I mean, you're gambling. Yeah, you're gambling with it. But I want to throw that out there for you.
Right. Okay. I got to keep on moving. All right. So thanks for your call.
No worries, man.
All right.
No worries, bro.
Thanks.
Take care, buddy.
And you. See ya. Let me read some super chats. We will continue this subject next week or whenever I'm back. But we have to go soon. Maryland guy 0326 says, I'm a 5'7" short cell from Baltimore, Maryland. And women are brutal about height and looks here. And I'm going to JBW Max when COVID is over. Good for you. That is the correct answer. You should definitely be pursuing that. Now, it feels like I feel bad, suggesting that it's such a draconian, quote unquote, solution to this inceldom thing. But I mean, you just have to grasp at straws here. You have to anything in your arsenal. If you have the money, if you have the option of running JBW, Just Be White game, at least pursue it. Let it be clear to yourself if it works or not. If you have that option, maybe you could try it once and then you could be like, okay, I put that JBW in a box. I'll maybe come back to it in 5 years time, but I know it's there. So the jig is up said, is cold approaching still relevant? I was thinking about that this week actually. Cold approaching, sorry, let me just go back to my screen. Cold approaching is when I was doing it, or I guess a bit before I started doing it, but I kind of caught the tail end of it. Cold approaching was what they called a numbers game back in the day. It was a numbers game. You would approach maybe 20, 50 women, and you might get one, or maybe you might get 5 numbers and then 1 date out of it. It was a numbers game. The more numbers you ran, the more women you approached, you would see like some measurable growth or some measurable potential in that translating into like a date or something. But today now, cold approaching is like sending a message in a bottle and just throwing it overarm as far as you can into the sea and hoping it reaches another continent, and hoping that person in the other continent reads it, replies, and sends one back to you. Like, it's so far-fetched now. But I would encourage men to do some cold approaching to get a gauge. If you haven't been analyzed by a Blackpiller in terms of facial aesthetics, I would advise you to get a gauge of where you fit in on the looks scale. If you do a few approaches, are women creeped out, or are they politely rejecting you? Do you get a date, but do you get a phone number, but then it fizzles out? Like, or, do you get the police called on you? Like, it can give you like a gauge, and you might luck out. You might become an outlier. They do exist. Oh my gosh, I have to go soon. Let me see if I could get... I'm not going to get to everyone. That is just a fact. Let me try Momo Baro. So far-fetched now. But I would encourage men to do some cold approaching to get a gauge if you haven't been analyzed by a Blackpiller in terms of facial aesthetics. I'm going to mute him because he's watching the stream. Let me refresh the super chats. Okay, nothing new. A is ready. All right, let me do A first. A, you're on Looks Live.
All right, cool. Wait, hang on one sec. Let me just plug in. There we go. Right. You can hear me, yeah?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I think the issue is there's a delay between the stream and
yes,
and
yeah.
So like, yeah, Cool. Yeah, it's really good to actually be chatting to you. I watched your interview with the Sex Wars guys, and yeah, I thought that was quite interesting.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, so I've got a few points. I just quickly make them. So I disagree with the sort of the gangsterish thing. You know, I speaking from personal experience. I'm a black dude. I am not sort of, you know, the sort of stereotype like 50 Cent type thuggish. You know, I'm more like the Kanye Westy sort of bookish type or sort of confident type. And like, I've had white girls approaching, like not, you know, not looking sort of like expecting, you know, me to act in a sort of like, you know, quote unquote black way. You know, so I disagree with the whole like, you know, being civilized or being kind is, you know, is white, and being unkind and uncouth is black culture, and how that relates to sort of females and that. So that's just a sort of a quick point I wanted to make there. So the other point I wanted to make was in relating to like maxing, right? I think one of the things I've learned in the context of like, say, the difference between incels and MGTOWs is that there seems to be this idea that that, you know, maxing is a way to go, kind of thing. And I think one of the sort of key assumptions here is that, or false assumptions, is that women are more interested in the material, in the man, than they are in him as an object. You know, his productivity. You know, the material that he can provide to her, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So okay, that was another point. Next point. Going back to the height thing, I think this is interesting because I think it's a good thing to sort of separate like physical and emotional, or sort of like online versus offline, right? So the height thing, that only in a way, for the most part, becomes an issue once like you meet IRL, right? So like offline, you know, and she sees you, and you know, it's like, oh, okay, you know, blah blah blah, and it's usually in the context of other people. It's not so much that you are short or you're XYZ. It's she is seen by other people to be with you, you know, compared to if she was interacting with you, say like virtually, or you know, outside of the, you know, of the public, you know, because to women, how things are perceived is, you know, is a big thing. You know, and
but
and
wait,
so,
wait. Let me just. I want to take you to task on that. You're saying that height is an issue when you meet in real life. Are you speaking about if you meet initially online and then it goes to in real life, or do you mean approaching in real life?
both, I suppose. Because in a way, you know, bringing it back to the iPhone and the LiDAR thing, right? I don't think it's that much of a big deal because, I mean, now, you know, especially now, you know, with the pandemic, a lot of sort of social interactions are happening more of a sort of emotional thing, right? Because we're not physically allowed, especially, you know, for us, given that, you know, the Prime Minister just, you know, got on stage and said blah, blah, blah. So it's more sort of like starting virtual and then becoming physical.
Yeah,
that
but
it then becomes a thing.
Okay, so yeah, but I'm pretty sure that women will ask your height before you meet.
Yeah, so in that case, right? So if you actually just, I suppose, retain more of an online relationship, right, where it's more emotional, right? So the exchange is a lot more emotional. Basically, the same way, you know, like cam girls and OnlyFans, sort of perpetuate, or sort of is sustained, right? It's more of an emotional sort of connection, right? Because if you think of relationships, there's sort of, you could sort of say there's a emotional and then there's a physical part of it, right? The emotional is, you know, could be sort of communicated in the way it's sort of happening online, but the physical, that's obviously, you know, quite a different sort of angle to it. And I think both of them are, they have different sort of proportions when it comes to the need that is being met for the man, Obviously, men need, the physical. I would argue a lot more than say females, but that is still a large percent of the interaction when it comes to, a man-woman sort of relationship.
Yeah, so someone asked, are you suggesting you have an online girlfriend then?
I think to answer that, you have to then start to define what is a girlfriend, because I think to many people who say for example use OnlyFans, they look at these girls as being their girlfriend. To the girls, they're not their boyfriends.
I mean, can we talk about real men, not simps?
Wait, say that again?
Can we speak about real men, not these simps? Let's disregard them. How about a based in celibate? What do we do? Do we have an online girlfriend so she doesn't see our height? This is, disregarding the ugly in celibates.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's somewhat of a controversial perspective, perhaps, but yeah, I would argue that actually having someone, because what a lot of people seem to, I think, disregard is the fact that actually just that aspect of it, the emotional part of it, is actually quite an important bit, because it's about someone, especially in this case, it's from a man to a woman, and getting that validation, and her seeing you, her knowing, her giving you, yes, was that validation, her being interested in how your day was, whether or not this online girlfriend is a virtual one, a real life organic woman on the other end, or is gradually a simulated entity. I think that there then becomes more of the question, especially as machine learning and AI keep advancing, this is going to become a reality pretty soon.
I'm struggling with this. You're suggesting having an online dating relationship with a woman who's in a who's probably going to be doing that with 50 men. You're saying that's a good cope?
I think a good reference here, right, is the movie Spike Jonze's the movie Her. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, basically in that, Joaquin Phoenix's character plays this guy who has basically an artificial intelligent girlfriend, or based girlfriend, and in that there's this idea of, in a way, sort of in the same way software is able to serve a lot of people, but in the same way it has a unique relationship with each individual. Because at the end of this,
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Having this is just mental gymnastics, mental masturbation. This is not a girlfriend. This is not even a good cope.
Okay. Let's extrapolate all the way to the end, right? What is of value? Is it, for instance, when you say, when you come to an orgasm, is it the fact that it was, say, in that particular person, or the person who you're imagining? Or if you watch a movie, right, or have a dream, is it the physical manifestation that's important, or is it the end product that it produces?
It's all of it. It's a relationship. This is why in celibates don't find hookers to be a solution, because it's not about the sexual side, or the sensual side. The sensual side plays a factor, but it's also it's also about the connection you have with the woman that heightens the sexual side. But there's also the relationship side. This is not a solution, what you're proposing.
Well, it's a solution. Whether or not it actually, garners adoption is, I suppose you could, I think, to be decided by the market and just by people in general. But if I could just move on to one of the things which you discussed in the context of eugenics.
Okay.
Right. I think it's important to sort of talk about this in the context of understanding that from a genetic perspective, diversity is what is actually really what's the word really. I suppose there's like a push and pull, right? So diversity is a thing which nature really sort of like wants, right, within a genetic pool. Whether or not like this happens automatically, like whether it's like through Tinder and like selection that way, or manually in sort of all the way, where people actually like meet up and date in the old fashioned way. That's, I suppose, like a question that is up for discussion kind of thing. But either way, like I think eugenics happen whether we want to or not, because like whether it's in an optimized AI kind of way, or in a a woman selecting a particular man over a different one, and her basically creating like children with that man, like it's already. Do you get what I'm saying?
Not really, and I don't think this is actually getting us anywhere. So I have to go. All right. So sorry to hurry you along. Feel free to call again another time, but I have to keep on moving. All right. So thanks for your call.
That's right. Cheers, mate.
All right. Thanks. Yeah, let me try and get one last call. I have to go. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours, and this is the stream is too hard to manage, to edit and stuff if it's too long. So I'm going to try. All right, 33. I'm going to drag him in, and while I'm dragging him in, let me read. Oh yeah, okay. A new thing, a new aspect to consider. Right, wrong title on this. The title is wrong, but feast your eyes on this. Right, the point being, sorry, someone said finally gone. No, I appreciate A's call. Yeah, if you're not looking at the video, if you're unable to see the video, this is a woman who appears to be dating a man with no limbs, or he has one limb. I've got pictures of this, but I don't have time to share them now. So the point is, white women tend to be more altruistic. I'm hearing myself echoing. I think 33 is there. Oh, yeah, mute yourself, thanks. White women tend to be more altruistic, and they tend to virtue signal a lot more. So if you look at if you weigh up the two aspects, white women are more likely to date their own race, which is fine, it's expected, and the fact that white women are more altruistic, then it seems as if a white man who's disadvantaged has a better chance of getting into a relationship than an ethnic does, if you think through that logic. I've seen white women date. I know it's outliers here. We're talking outliers here, but some outliers are, he doesn't care he's an outlier. You tend not to get black women who want to date a man that they have to care for, or that's looked down upon, or that's disadvantaged. I don't think you get that with Indian women either. Asian, I would dare say the same thing. So it seems as if white men have that advantage as well. I'm not trying to say that white incels don't exist. I'm not trying to say that we don't all go through inceldom, where just name all the races. it's just an acknowledgement that if you're white, there is probably more options open to you. That's not to say that black men don't have options. That's not to say light-skinned Latinos don't have options. But let's just like recognize like facts here. A black man has fewer options. A light-skinned Latino has fewer options than a white man. You know, all things the same, given the same looks level, let's say. Is 33 ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, you're on Looks Live.
Okay, hi Face and hi chat. So I am Arab Cell. And
I'm going to turn you up.
Yeah, I've been incel, you know, since 2015. It's when I first discovered your channel and a few other channels. And then, you know, it's very interesting because now I am not incel anymore, but I didn't get girlfriend or anything. I am vol cell. So I am voluntarily sand cell. Because, you know, I changed a lot. In the beginning, I pedestalize women, you know. I think women, I am genocentric. I am, like, I worship women. You know, I want attention from women. But now I realized that this is very stupid because the incel community, the inceldom is going like a different way. Before it was MGTOW, you know, it's about, you know, just focusing on yourself and stuff like that. But now, even in the incel community, they care about women. I am thinking like, why do you care about women this much, you know? Like if you go masturbate, you will like forget about women all the time, you know? Because I see channels in the incel community, they focus on women. I am okay with it being over, you know? Like I know it's over for me. It's gone. Like I will never have sex. I will die a virgin, kissless, handless, you know? And I am okay with it. In fact, I choose this. Now, if I tell you, like, if I go in the street or do whatever, because I improve myself, you know, myself mentally, myself physically, I go max everything, you know, but for myself, I don't do this for women, you know. And now when I am in good position in the society and good position in health, mental health, and you know, in my body, my physical body is in good health, women now chase me. In fact, they come and they hit on me, you know, they flirt with me, you know, and I just ditch them, you know, because I'm not interested anymore. I want to die a virgin, you know, like I'm okay with this. I don't know, like I don't understand. You understand me? I do not understand why people, they want women so bad. Men,
Okay,
you know,
hold up. This is an incelibate stream. This is an incelibate stream. I think you've called the wrong show.
No, I'm sure I am calling the good show. The okay
Yes,
show.
but this is for incelibates.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I am incel. I was incel, but I'm talking about progression, you know. Like, what is incel for you?
I don't know if I have time for this. Like, I really have to go. Thanks for your call, but can we do this like another time or something?
Okay, no problem.
All right, thanks. I gotta go. What the hell was that call about? What the hell was that? Can someone explain that to me? I have no idea. All right, I am going to read this last super chat and then we are going to be out of here. So BP Blues said, cold approaching was done in the early 2000s when used to look forward to cold approaching. I don't know what this means. When used to look forward to cold approaches. Now, I guess when women. Now they have smartphones. They are in control. Exactly. There is no reason for women to. All right, let me get you on last minute. All right, there is no reason for women to value cold approaching.
Wait a minute. Right. Let me stop the stream. All right, sorry.
All right, you have like a minute before we're out of here.
I won't talk like I did last time. Yeah, I was a bit excited last time. Okay.
Minute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, your minute starts now.
Oh.
Oh.
Sakes. Wait.
All right. Look, we have to go. Yeah, not everyone is going to get on. I'll say one last thing before I go, okay? Yeah, the link to my InCelibate only server is in the description of this video, okay? So it will be there for the time being. Yeah, click on that link. It will take you to my InCelibate only server. The verification process to get into the server is harder than a Syrian trying to get into Germany. It's like stringent. Have a mic, because that's how we do the verification. But yeah, if you want to join the server, if you are an InCelibate, please, I must stress, it's an InCelibate only server, okay? And we will be speaking to you to get verification, sub 5 only, okay? Unless you're like unless you're, you know, unless height is your issue, but we would need proof of that. Okay, so I have to go now, but thanks for paying attention. This was a bumpy stream, but I think there were some good points raised. All right, so we're gonna go. Thanks and good night.
You never have a white girl. Please go ER.